another sheep go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So tonight what I wanted to do is I wanted to go over this Omicron thing, and I just want to make sure that I am, let's go over to this right here real quick. Not Omicron, the Neocron. Well, what's all the hype about that stuff right there? I got a couple other things to show you guys. Would be pretty cool. What YouTube account? All right, so I'm good with that right there. That'll work. All right, so let's talk about this new Neocov virus. All right, what is the coronavirus variant? All right, so I got some stuff written down over here, okay? So we all know that China's Wuhan, all right, will forever retain a place in the human history books as the epicenter of a globally devastating quake that has been the COVID-19 pandemic. And a lot of people, they don't want to talk about this on here, but it is what it is. That's a statement, and we know where, we got an idea of where it originated. That I don't have to, I'm not telling you anything though, all right? The city where COVID-19 causes the SARS-CoV-2 virus was first identified, making it the likely starting point of the novel coronavirus global spread. And I had something over here on this neovirus. Now, in the same city, this same exact city is sending a new shockwave around the globe, this time for a new strain of coronavirus that has, and it actually, I don't think it is a strain of the coronavirus, though, but that's debatable, right? Everything is debatable at this point. Depends on where you get your information from. That has been discovered in Wuhan. Scientists dubbed the Neocov. Early findings indicated that the virus has the potential to be even deadlier than the COVID-19. And it's pretty ironic. We're going to get into that in a second. I want you to remember Build Back Better. 333. I want to remember that stuff, all right? But what exactly is Neocov? What do we know about it so far? And why has it left Wuhan scientists concerned? All right, so we have some answers, a couple of things that I've found over here. According to researchers in China, Neocov is a new strain of coronavirus that is most closely related to the MERS coronavirus, which I don't know if you guys remember. I think it's around 2012, broke out in another part of the world, which is responsible for causing the Middle East respiratory syndrome. There we go. In a yet-to-be peer-reviewed preprint posted on the BioArctic site, all right, which is where all of this comes from right here. This is all which originally stems from the first ones who were actually putting anything out about it was this BioArctic, all right, BioArctic website. The researchers add that this particular coronavirus shares traits with both MERS-CoV and COVID-19, causing SARS-CoV-2. It is believed to possess a high mortality rate of the former, wherein it can kill at least every 3 people it infects. All right, 1 in every 3 people is what they're saying. Okay, on an average, 3. Okay, so you got 3. Build Back Better. Yeah, there's a lot of symbolism, and it also gives them an idea across the globe to remember how to stay within this script right here. I'm going to read a little bit more of what I found, okay? Where has the Neocov been found? And this is what's really interesting, okay? Chinese researchers have detected this new type of coronavirus among the bats in South Africa. These flying mammals have been identified as a natural reservoir of many coronaviruses, including COVID-19, causing SARS-CoV-2. All right, such viruses are present quite widely in nature, particularly in animals, according to the WHO, and we all know who the WHO is. Wild animals are the source of more than 75% of all emergent infectious diseases in humans, many of which are caused by novel viruses. Now, here's something really ironic about this whole thing right here. What's ironic is that every single little news blip and a lot more, you're hearing this down here in the United States, they are downplaying this with some seriousness. They're downplaying it. You're not hearing about it. However, if you go on to other forms of social media and you get a news blip from some other country. This is the exact script that they're going by right there. What I just told you right now, that it's emerging, 75% of all emerging infectious diseases in humans, many are caused by novel viruses and come from the animal planet. All right. So is neo-COVID danger to humans? Not yet, they're saying, but it has the potential to be. What the hell does that mean? According to Chinese researchers, the virus is just one mutation away. One mutation away, they're saying. All right. From becoming dangerous for humans. It already it's efficient enough in some types of bat angiotensin converting enzyme 2 ACE2 and human ACE2, and this ability could potentially enter it and allow to infect human cells, just like COVID-19 causing SARS-CoV-2 is what they always put it at. COVID-19 causing SARS respiratory issues. According to Chinese researchers, that they're only one step away. Well, here's what I think about this, all right? Right now, they're saying it doesn't pose a threat to human beings, okay, all right? But let's go ahead and let's talk about this, all right? If they claim that it's one mutation away, then we're already there in the labs, all right? And let's also talk about the fact when they talk about, and there's no doubt in my mind that whatever that mutation was, it's mutated already and it's sitting in a freezer somewhere, someplace, all right? Something like this if something like this, let's say, for example, all right, and now this is some tinfoil hat shit, so we could put a tinfoil hats on for a second, but let's say something crazy like this were released, the Olympics, all right, would be the perfect venue for it. There's a lot. People of all nations, close proximity. Something to think about, all right? Then they return to their homes after traveling through different ports of entry and exit across the globe. Guys, got to remember something. Gain of function, all right? A term that's only used in pre-search or the beginning stages of planning. Therefore, if they are just learning about it, now some group somewhere has not made a firm decision on how to begin the process of taking it from an otherwise benign virus and turning it into a people killer, all right? Major media always likes to do a good scare. They offer a bunch of info, but never enough facts on stuff like this, all right? And then they always try to play catch up down the road. But once again, we're left on our own to decide what to believe and how to prepare. Now, I've been seeing a lot of this on different social media sites all over the place. They're all basically saying the same thing. But my question is this. Why? Why on earth are they messing around with bats? Why are they playing with these dangerous diseases, okay? And then they're coming back and forth saying to us, well, it's really not all that, it's not that dangerous, but what were you playing with these diseases for to begin with? What are you doing? I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, all right? Now, the mortality rate, okay? They're saying 33%, 33.3 BBB, okay? Build Back Better, the 333, all that other stuff. This is all symbolism. What, so they could stay on the same script? Guys, you know that I don't get into that that crazy conspiracy tinfoil hat stuff. But you got to look at it this way, all right? There's only two ways to try to bring a nation together. Something serious going on where people will really, or try to get the nation under control or subservient, all right? Something serious going on right now. People are no longer buying into the COVID thing. People are no longer buying into that. They're fighting back. People want to take their own health choices into their own hands. That's perfectly fine. You do what you want to do. You want to get, the super juice, you get the super juice. But if you don't. Now, another article that I read on this particular virus, a NeoCove, I can't even begin to read this online here because I'm going to tell you right now, this is, it was like so far over my head. But what I got out of it, okay, was they were doing all their research. I heard nothing about mammals. I read nothing about bats, okay? what I read about is they're doing it in some type of insect. And this is where, and then the larva of the insects and the larva being able to breathe and not breathe, and insects, or even insects being destroyed and it's still being able to become infected and transmit. This is what got me really scary, and it's whatever type of insect that they use in these crazy ass labs. I mean, this was some real high-tech stuff, and I'll post this article, that particular article, if anybody can make heads or tails of it, but the kind of gist that I was getting at. So then they got me to thinking, remember when they had, like, they were talking about mosquitoes being released? Remember when Gates was talking about there's something really much more deadly on the horizon? I mean, they've been playing around with this stuff. They played around, they tested it out, and now here we are again, back to square one with some big type of sporting event going on in China. I don't know, man. You guys do the math on that. But I just wanted to let you know. But from what I found and what they're saying right here, they're saying it's not too crazy. However, well, let's just say that all of this craziness is real. What do we do? Okay, how do you protect yourself? Okay, I mean, you can't live with your head under the blanket all the time, you know, being afraid of monsters. I don't live that way. I just go about my life. I generally kind of stay away from people. I don't get into physical contact with people. I'm going to tell you something, even when they had the crazy scare of the original scare back in 2020, and the end of 2019 and 2020, it really started getting a scare. I wasn't like wiping myself down with alcohol. I always wash my hands anyway. Nobody's got to tell me to take care of my personal hygiene. It's something that you either do or you don't. It's simple as that. I just happen to be one of those people that washes his hands all the time. Mostly I deal with animals all the time too, so I'm very used to washing my hands. I don't want to touch my eye and get pink eye after picking up some dog shit or something like that. The other thing, anytime I got into my vehicle, if I was out somewhere and I touched some shopping baskets or whatever, I would just run a lighter under my hands, you know? I mean, heat kills just about anything, so I would just run a lighter under my hands when I'm in the car. I'd be like, yep, all right, so I feel good about that. Instead of putting, like, alcohol on your hands and drying your skin out, that's already dry in the dead of winter, you know? 50 times a day makes no sense to me. Speaking of no sense, I want to show you guys something. Want to see something really funny? Okay, so check this out. Hold on a second. I got it over here somewhere. Hang on a second. Oh, my God, this shit is funny. Where is it? Where'd you go? What happened to it? What happened to this right here? Okay, so I have this right here. Hang on, let me pull this up. First of all, let me read to you what's going on over here, okay? Then I'm going to show you a funny video. Okay, let me just pull this up. Then I'll say hello to the one or two people in the side chat. All right, so Pennsylvania, all right? Did you guys see the video on the mass brawl at Golden Corral? All right? Because of, it kicked off because of a steak shortage. Massive melee involving dozens of people in Pennsylvania. This is in Bensalem at the Golden Corral restaurant. And more than 40 people were involved in this massive brawl. And you guys are getting a chance to watch it right now. Let's go ahead. Let me just drag this on right here. Hold up a second. Hold up. Hold up. I'm just going to take this and I'll just drag it on the screen.
Silly. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Ooh, no. Oh shit. Ooh shit.
That was awesome. This is because they ran out of steak at Golden Corral. That's crazy. Yeah, thank you for the this is his bed. You know what I mean? So for anybody that doesn't know it, a lot of times I put the green screen. This is Liam's bed. That's Liam's blanket. He's gonna suck on his blanket. And let me tell you guys something if you want to know about dogs. This guy I got at 5 weeks old. Okay? So what do you get when you take a dog away from the mother too soon? That's what you get right there. You get them sucking on stuff just like that. He'll suck on that blanket. He'll destroy that blanket. And we buy them. Every couple weeks, I buy new comforters and new blankets to put on there for him. He wraps up in them and keeps himself warm in here. Lately, it's been extremely cold, down in the teens. And even in here, it wouldn't warm up. I hung a big blanket up on the wall to cover up the green doors on this side because I was getting too much air in here and I couldn't get the temperature. It was so cold, his water dish was frozen. So I said, you know what? I hung this up right now, and now it's like 48 degrees in here, so it's pretty warm. But it's been warm in the past day and a half after the snow hit. But at night I've been bringing him in, so it's way too cold for this guy out here. And this is what he does. That's a type of insecurity that dogs have. So when you see stuff like this, that dog was taken away from the mother way too soon, and I know for a fact because we got him at 5 weeks. Because the story is when we got Liam, 2 young kids mated their pit bulls, allowed their pit bulls to mate, and the parents on each side were like, hell no. That's not happening. So the girl happened to own the bitch. And when they were born, like, they weren't, it takes a lot to take care of puppies. It's not just the mother taking care of it. It's cleaning up. And so they wound up having the whole litter get kicked out. And the boys' family let them have them. But they had to get rid of them. So I went there and I scooped him up. Originally, it was going to be like wait a couple weeks. But they were already away from the mother. The father was over there, which was like Liam size. And this little guy ran up to me, and he's been with me ever since. So that's the story on that. So Alan Powell, what's going on, brother? Thank you for letting me know about that. Yeah, he's licking, and he'll just sit there and he'll suck on it all night long. My girlfriend's dog, all right, does the same thing. Yeah, any dog that's been taken away from the mother too soon, didn't wean off the mother, that is exactly what happens. You're gonna get it every single time. Pearl is the same way, but she does it with rocks. So she does it exactly the same way. Christopher Reed, what's going on, man? I have not been here, man. I've been busy. I just been, life gets in the way. But now I want to start doing more and more live streams, talking about stuff. I just got a couple of things. Have you guys seen the new squad optic that Vortex is making right now? So Vortex won the contract with the United States military for the next 10 years to make the new squad smart optic. It's a 1 to 10 power LPVO, and they are going to be using on everything up to their 338 machine guns. So it's going to be something really, really, really cool, and it's in it comes in different pieces. So they put a computer system on top, and behind the first focal reticle, behind the first lens, they actually have another lens that's see-through. So if you're using any type of smart equipment, if the batteries go out, you're dead in the water. Well, this new one, and it sends all the information down to it. So something like we were looking at, I believe, on my last time I was live a week ago or so, and with Magpul, but Vortex has got something that's like super high. This is not for it's going to be for civilian use as well. But they've produced it, they've worked it, they've won the contract for it, and our military is going to have them, and it is amazing. So they get a 1 to 8 LPVO. This is what they decided on, which is the best thing possible, and it's got ballistic calculators in there, and it's going to be pretty fantastic. So you imagine a sniper out there. And I got some information I want to talk about on the military that I have firsthand coming out of Ranger School. All right, so if you guys want to hear some shit about Ranger School, just give me a second and I'll get that right here. How fucked up our military is right now, okay? How fucked we are. So, Where was I at right here? Oh, so if you got a sniper out there in the field and you got a spotter, so your spotter does your corrections. You might be like, 2 mils over, the spotter. What's the job of the spotter? The spotter is going to do your barometric pressure. It's going to take all of these things for your ballistic into account, all right, for the shooter and get them on target. If the wind is moving at whatever direction, what their holdover should be, what their distance is going to be. Well, this is going to be great because just like a lot of the smart scopes that are out there, like the ATN scope or any of those scopes where your reticle will automatically get changed for you. You don't have to dial in anything. What it'll do is the spotter will be able to just dial it in for the shooter, and then the shooter can just, keep their crosshairs on what they need. Won't need any holdovers with the exception if it's any type of, human error and so on and so forth. So that would be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. If you guys go over to Vortex Nation, they did it's pretty long, but you could skip through the chapters and get a gist of what it is. I think it's very cool. It's going to be way out of our price range, so you guys might as well forget about that. The other thing that I want to talk about too is Alan Yarn here, and you do 3D printing. Is I am surprised. Oh, the other thing that I loved about the Vortex, the number one thing that I loved about the new Vortex is they are going to be making the glass for that, here in the United States. All of it, the whole entire thing is going to be made in the U.S. No more outside the United States. I don't know if that's going to roll off to their other, the scope lines. Probably not, but at least for this one, it's 100% made in the United States, which is a really great step. Okay. Let James know, man. Hello, James. What's going on there, my brother? Okay, so let's talk about it's just a little tidbit that I got. I was on the phone with a friend of mine yesterday, and I said, what's going on? And he said, man, I think I'm going to retire. I'm like, why, what's up? He's like, yeah, I just don't like the way the military's going. I'm like, okay. I said, is it really like what we see? Is it really happening over there? He's like, Steve, he said, I can't begin to tell you how fucked up it is. He's like, I'll go into work and I'll be there on time at a specific time. He says, and then people will roll in. Now, mind you, okay, he's works at ranges. I can't say exactly. I don't want to say exactly what it is. All right, what he does or who he is. All right. But my point being is that he was the man, okay? And, so I said to him, I said, well, are these civilians that are rolling in late? He goes, they're rolling 9:30, 10 o'clock, and like nobody gives a shit. And I'm like, I don't understand this. This is Ranger School you're talking about. He goes, well, the people that are going to Ranger School is just still the same. Okay, so I said, well, what's the attrition rate? It was always my first thing in my head. What's the attrition rate at Ranger School right now? How's it going? He's like, no, he goes, classes are going great. He goes, attrition's still around 53%. Depending, in wintertime, maybe 49%. I said, all right. He said, but I said, are these like the civilians that come in? He said, no, these are your enlisted. He said, this is your cadre. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. He goes, the guy would be like, yeah, I can't make it for PT this morning. I can't do this. I can't come in. My wife has got to take, my daughter's got to go to school. My wife's got to go to work. So I'm going to just hang out here at home until my daughter gets to work. I said, well, my next question's coming. My next question is, no one's holding these guys accountable. And you're talking about E6s, E7s, E8s, okay? Yeah, you don't have any E5s in cadre in Ranger School. It just doesn't exist. I mean, you come out of there in E4, which is a leadership school. So, and then the Ranger Warrior program. So I said, what about the commissioned officers? He says, it's all the same shit. He said, the problem here that we have in our military today is that everybody is afraid to tell somebody what to do. You have to think 3 or 4 different times with how am I going to ask this person? Instead of like, yo, you need to be here. We got PT at 5 a.m. Get your ass out there. I mean, it's like, and if you're not here, you're just going to be dogged. You know what I mean? It's not happening. Nobody's holding anybody accountable. And I said, at some point, this is going to come out. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay. He's like, well, but the classes are still going good. I said, yeah. He goes, I said, but you're getting, so the way I'm assuming this is that these classes are still happening, but there are less cadre out there handling these classes. And he said that's exactly what it is. That's the new Army way. You said do more or do the same with less. Just get it by. And this is a guy who's been to. He's done the. If you go in as an enlisted person, you can't get any higher than my buddy got. The top of the top. That's it. You know, there's no getting higher than that. You know, it's like going in as a commissioned officer and becoming a 4-star general. All right. So my point being is that it's pretty scary because I say this is going to come out somewhere down the road, and it's going to cost somebody their life. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, you have lazy guys in there right now, and maybe it doesn't truly affect what's happening, but think about it, okay? So if you had 1 or 2 less instructors on there, that's 1 or 2 less things that maybe they didn't see to pull somebody up on, or whatever it is. That somebody didn't learn a lesson that day, because every person in cadre is going to see something, and they're going to fix it in whatever their way is to fix it. But that means that somebody made a mistake going through this program, and they weren't held accountable for it. And that's just going to carry down. Maybe, God forbid, I pray that it never happens. But there's a point of diminishing returns in everything that you do. Point of diminishing returns really isn't a really good term for that. So that's like when you start adding more, but you still get the same thing, It's going to be a problem somewhere. And for my friend to be at the point where this has been his whole life since we were 17 years old. We were 17 years old when we started the trip. 17. That's a long time, man. He said, he goes, I understand what it's like, if you got kids and stuff like that. He goes, but that's what my wife handled. That's the way it's supposed to be done. That's an understanding that you have, just because you live, of course, if you're married, you're going to live off post. So that's some scary. This is how, and we're talking about Ranger School. We're talking about Ranger battalions. We're not talking about, some regular battalion somewhere. This is serious shit, guys. Yeah, we all are watching on the sidelines. You know what I mean? We all are. It's, I wish I could go into it more. I didn't want to press it, man, because as I started talking to him about it, man, he was getting really stressed out over the whole situation. Because the whole thing started. It wasn't like he called me up and he said, yo, I'm going to do this. It's one of the places that I'm looking to move to. And he's like, God dang, man. He says, you might come down here and I'll probably be retired already. I'm like, again? He's like, yep. I'm like, why, man? I said, I hope you're not, if you're planning on moving, tell me, and I'm not going to move down there, He's like, no, man. He says, I'm not going nowhere. He says, but this is what's happening. He said, straight up and down. He said, they're all a bunch of pussies now. Straight up and down. And that's it. And the reason that I wanted to, wanted to call him is because I wanted to talk about, what was it? Was that Operation Phoenix or something like that, where the chopper went down? What was it? I had my notes and stuff like that. I wanted to ask him because I know that I believe it was the 2nd or 75th went to help these guys out. It was the biggest debacle, with a Chinook crash, and with this guy from the Soul Survivor, where that whole thing started right there. So I was just curious. I was just rehashing old shit. That's all. And I wanted to ask him if he was there at that time, and he would have been a first sergeant, I believe, at that point. He might even been a sergeant major by then. I don't know. He's definitely at least a first sergeant at that point. So that's where it was. It was pretty. It's pretty scary. So now we're talking about going into, with this shit with the Ukraine. I don't know, guys. I don't know. What do you think about that? I mean, I know it takes an act of Congress for us to actually go, but if they're sending, and supposedly, I had it over here. I had it over here. Who has been sent so far? I think so. The 4th Infantry has been sent so far out of Fort Carson. They've been sent so far. Supposedly, they've been deployed out of Fort Carson. There was several different units that were deployed. Not there, I believe, into Europe somewhere or something like that. So I'm like, it's a shame because you got these people. Let's think of it this way, all right? They didn't care about the Marines that died in Afghanistan. What do you think? They don't care about any of these people. And then if we have a military that's just not the way it used to be, we're going to look pretty bad. We really are. Yeah, Operation Red Wing, I think it was. Yeah, Operation Red Wing. That's what it was. Sean, what's up, my brother? Sean, I got to send you one of those things. Got to remind me, all right? Shoot me out your address. I took a picture of it on the thing when you sent me the package, but I got to mail it out to you. I got all the stuff over here. So what else? There was something else I want to talk to you guys about today also. Okay, so I picked up, I had posted a picture of it. I want to know what you guys think about this. So what do you guys think about, you know what, because we're on here, it's in the fucking house. What do you guys, you have a choice, okay? If you're going to choose between an LPVO, or you're going to choose between a prism sight, like a powered prism sight, like a 3X or a 5X, or you're going to choose between separate red dot and magnifier. Which would be your choice? Just go ahead and say it if you have a, yeah, all right, thanks, brother. If you have a choice. I've been picking up different ones I have LPVOs. I've been picking up different ones. And I got the Burris, which is fantastic so far. I really, really like it. 3X. Because it's got an etched reticle. So if the batteries die, I can still see it. One of the best things that I like about the Burris, and when I'm got a little bit more time behind it, then I'll do it. Some things I like about it, and the same things I don't like about it. I'll tell you the first thing that I don't like about it is that stupid ass wire that's on the side right there. Hold on, I think I got a picture. I took the wire off. It's the wire that holds the two caps on, so your elevation and your windage caps. It was like a wire, and it was already, the day I got it out of the box, it was already frayed a little bit. So I'm like, I'm not going to bitch about that. So I just clipped the damn wire off. And I said, I don't need a wire on my caps. If I lose my caps, it's because I'm an idiot. So I'm not going to lose my caps. So never have, and I never will. So let me just see if I have this right here. Let's see something here. Let's go to photos. Let's see what I got. I think I have a picture of it right here. Let's go to library. Here it is. Okay, cool. So this right here, let me just drop that on. I think that'll, no, I'll try to drop this here. Boom, good. And then I'll drop this here. Boom, and I'll drop this here. Like that, good. All right, so that right there is, let me bring this, come on, man. Fuck. Okay. Here we go. Slow. All right, so this right here is, this is what I'm talking about right here. So this is a Burris 338, okay? And they have what's called a 332, 338. 332 might be on the other side of it when I show you the picture. So I don't know if you see in the middle right there next to the windage, there's that little lump right there. That's where a wire goes through. It's supposed to be holding on to that. So I just cut that shit right off. However, what I will tell you is this. When I pull up the reticle on it, which is right here, okay? Now that's 300 yards, 300 and about 350, 375 yards away, the top of that pole right there. And this is a, so this, it's pretty clear, looks pretty good on a nice day. What do I like about having an etched reticle that can be illuminated? So if you're looking, and let's say that was just woods behind it, when you don't have the illumination on it, because illumination just isn't for indoors, and it's not for when it's about to get quiet at night or the sun's going down or early in the morning, you know, That's not for it. It's if you're aiming at something and there's woods behind that, you could still see what you're aiming at, your reticle. That's why you light it up right there. Now, what's interesting about this particular thing right here is I need to actually take it off and mount it completely level, even though I have it, because I mounted it and I mounted it level. But I'm kind of wondering if my reticle is a little bit wonky and crooked. So this week I'll find out. That's why I said I don't want to do any reviews on it until I really take this whole thing apart. And I just got another picture right here. I'll just dump up right there. This right here is another photo of it. It's a AR-332 is what it is, yeah. Okay. I like the way the flip caps, I like the way they lock on there, which is really, really cool. They lock on real well. I hate any type of caps on my scopes. But these are actually pretty cool. Works really well. It's got some extra Picatinny rails, so you could put something if you want to shoot a little bit closer. But you know, like if you want to put a reflex sight on there or something like that, you got it. It's red and green, and it's got adequate brightness, which works really, really well. So you compare that to, let's say, the Romeo and Juliet. So I think one of you guys on here may have got it. I don't know. Oh no, it was Gary. So I got the Romeo and I got the Romeo and Juliet. All right. So I got that pair and I picked it up. I can't say who I picked it up from because of YouTube's new rules. All right. But I picked it up online. And I got to be honest with you. First and foremost, it's not the red dot for me. What I like about the Prism scope, the Prism Octave, is that there is no starring for my astigmatism, no blurriness, anything like that. It's clear, just like it. There's no halo effect or anything. When you're dealing with a Romeo, which is has the micro red dot and the micro magnifier, it just, I know where I'm going to shoot with it, but I'm probably going to wind up taking it, put it back into the box, and I'm going to wind up trading it off with something else. It's nice. I got it in FDE, but the haloing for my eyes doesn't work. So what I did today was I took them both out and I was putting them both side by side because I was looking for edge-to-edge clarity. Now, what's the other downside of the Burris 332 is that now you see we were looking out at 375 yards in this picture right here, okay? It doesn't have a really wide field of view when you're looking through it. That's one of the downsides. Now, if you're going with a 3x or a 5x magnifier, you normally will get a little bit field of view, a lot wider field of view. The good part about it, as compared to picking up the 3x that I picked up from SIG, is that when I was looking downrange, looking at the same exact thing through the Romeo, the colors didn't look the same. They looked much clearer through the Burris. Burris makes really, really good stuff, you know. So, and I got this at a really, really good price, this Burris, which is why I bought it, because normally it's around $300. So when I saw the price on it, I'm like, I can't beat that. I'm never going to beat it. So let me go ahead and get it. And I've been wanting one. What do I really want? I really want like a super high-end one. I just can't afford it. So I said, you know what? Let me get, at least Burris makes really good products and they have good warranties on their products. And basically, that's about it. What you got saying over here? Dot magnifier, primary arm, SIG 1X mag. Yep. Yeah, they are. But the new primary arms isn't it SLX? It's another smaller one. So you're looking at, you know, like if you're using it as a red dot, it's just small. You don't have a big field of view. So you're just basically just using it as a dot to shoot whatever you're going to shoot. And if you put a magnifier on that, it would be assumed that you're looking downrange somewhere, you know, and you want to have a clear field of view. I think that 3X, I understand why Vortex is making the maximum magnification for their new military scope is going to be 8X, because you'll be fine out to 600, 700, 800 yards to see man-sized targets at 8X with really good glass, okay, with good edge-to-edge clarity, good light, and it's a 30 millimeter, so it's a 1 to 8 by 30, the Vortex, which is a lot a 30 millimeter objective. It's a lot of light coming through, as opposed to most of the LPVOs are 1 to 8 by 20, 1 to 8 by 24. Even though they have 30 millimeter tubes, they're not 30 millimeter objectives on the end. Most red dots are 1 by 20. Okay, so you don't have a lot of light coming through. So you're just saying, okay, if I can put my red dot on it, that's where my bullet's going to go. Perfectly fine with me. And if that's what you want, it's for in-close shooting. When you start throwing a magnifier on there, you need to be able to see what's going on out there. Now, getting back to what I said about 3X. Look, we were looking at 375 yards at 3 power magnification. Perfectly fine. I would easily see a guy sitting on top of that pole if I had to, or part of him if he was hiding behind the pole, I think that's, in normal light lit up conditions, now granted that has the sky behind it and stuff like that, but I just think that it would be, it would work for me, So with that said, I have been with my semi-automatics. I've been taking my scopes off everything and just saying, you know what am I going to do? I don't need to shoot all the way out there, but I'll keep my scopes with QD. And if I want to shoot long distance, I'll do that. It's as simple as that. And that's basically about it. So, this Neo Cove, we'll find out some more part about it. I try to, if you guys see channels and they hype it, I see a lot of it on YouTube. They're hyping it up, this is really dangerous. It's not. Anything's dangerous in the hands of, evil, crazy people. But what can we do? You know what I mean? How are we going to protect ourselves? We can't. There's no way. You know what I mean? You could just try to stay home and just try to don't that's another thing. Oh, my God. Someone said something in one of the comments that I saw somewhere and said that, people are, with the masking children as they're compromising their immune systems, or cleaning their house, clean freaks with the sanitizing everything. You gotta let your immune system work, man. You know what I mean? You have to let it work. The Burris, I have it on a 7.62 by 39. Now, that Burris is optimized for 5.56. But I got it on there because the reason I put it on there to see how it handles it, because it kicks a little bit more. Truth be told, 6.5 Grendel kicks more than, as far as recoil, if there were any recoil on an AR at all. 6.5 Grendel kicks the hardest out of all of them. It's the noticeable difference. 7.62's got a little bit of jolt to it. So I always throw my red dots on my 7.62 by 39 first to see how they hold up to that, I bought a cheap SIG red dot. It works. Yeah, let me tell you something. They work. It's just the astigmatism doesn't work for my eyes. Could I use it? Absolutely. I pretty much can see where the haloing is going or the star effect. When I'm out and if I'm using a red dot, I keep it really low anyway. So it doesn't, I don't make it very, very bright at all. I keep it moderately low. I just need to know where it is. I don't want for it to get in my way or anything like that. Take my mind off it, No, I'm not thinking of those. Those are completely different calibers, and they're not your normal calibers. The average person, most people don't buy. I'm talking about the two average ones that people buy at 223, 556, 458 SOCOM. Yeah, big different story. I've never shot one, so I can't tell you. As far as I'm concerned, there are no AR kicks. I have a 338 Lapua. And so none of that shit, nothing else really kicks. Ryan shoots a 300 Win Mag out of a regular rifle setup. That thing kicks, Great, because 21 years, I have a great immune system. Yeah, you gotta have a great. How can you get an immune system if you're not exposed to crazy, all these things? You have to be exposed to them. We need, we get sick. Recoil is like a tamed and balanced 12 gauge. A 12 gauge shooting a slug, okay, or a 12 gauge shooting a buckshot or birdshot. There's a big difference there, okay? If mine is bright, it's all blown out. I can't see the target. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. especially on a pistol. I probably, for the most part, I prefer just regular sights. Bring it up, point and shoot. That's it. It's as simple as that. Speaking of pistols, got a S2. Oh man, I'll tell you guys about it. New 22 coming. So very excited about that one too. So I'll put it up on it. It's a Ruger. It's very cool. Buckshot. All right, so like a tamed buckshot. And shooting buckshot is like nothing. You know what I mean? You need to also remember something. So you're shooting out of a shotgun or you're shooting out of an AR. The alignment of the bore to your shoulder is completely different. When you shoot a shotgun, all right, as compared to where your shoulder is, where the stock is, and where the action is what I mean. Yeah, the bore, the action, it's different. That's why Ruger did so well with the 338 Lapua, is because of the fact that they put it in line is what they did. They did an inline system. So that's why you don't feel as much anymore. But if you're shooting a rifle where your buttstock is here, but your action is a little bit higher than that, that's where the recoil comes in. So that how they've mitigated that, that's why these chassis reduce and mitigate the recoil, because they bring them both in line with one another, which is what the AR does, you know? Had everything, little bass. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. In a school, man. Oh, kids are disgusting. They really are. You know? High brass. Oof. I have my Osprey red green dot with backup iron sights. How long have you had it? Have you been running it a long time? I've never ever like held one of them or seen one or got an opportunity to try one of them. How long have you had it? Has it held up a long time? I'm glad that you got it. Wait a minute. I think the last time I talked to you, you didn't have an optic on it, did you? Good for you. Green. Yep, green. Oh, I got it. Yeah. Do you guys prefer red or green? Me, I have no particular choice. Quite honestly, when I put I have option of red and green on the 332, I always go to red. I guess maybe because I'm used to it, you know. So I have much more kick than my VR80. Yeah, when you think about it, as long as that's how they. When you look at a particular company, it's like, yeah, it's the same exact round, but it's tamed. It's not. It's the same thing. If you put that in a different type of frame, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna kick just the same. Nothing's plus with an AR-15, the recoil is mitigated through the buffer system. So that's another thing going on with that, you know. So that's also mitigated through that. Guy, you like green? Yeah, a lot of guys like green. I like green. I think it's cool, but I don't have any problems. You know, I mean, I'm used to red. But I think everybody charges more for green. I think that maybe in some cases green shows up better in really, really bright. If you don't have a really super bright reticle, green shows up better. Speaking of which, okay, so I would not be surprised if guys started printing out their own scopes, because you know that you can, everybody says, well, if you do your own scope, then how are you going to argon gas purge it? All right, let's just get something straight with argon gas. You could buy a can of argon gas, and all you do is open up the hole on the scope if you make one for it, okay? And you spray the argon gas into it, and you don't have to really quickly put the cap back on, but don't spend all day before you put the cap back on, because argon gas, once it's trapped in there, it's heavier or lighter than air. It's not the same, doesn't have the same weight as air. So you don't have to worry about air rushing back into there once you purge it with argon gas, all right? So, and you could do it yourself. So if you got a scope that you had to have worked on, you have a problem with it, you could go ahead and screw that little nut off that you see, and you could purge it yourself. How do I know this? Okay, because I've been watching videos, okay? But not on that. I've been watching videos on how to make your own night vision goggles. And there's this guy that's got a video out on making night vision goggles, and he prints out all the stuff. And you buy the internals, and you could put your own make your own dual night vision goggles. All right. for the whole thing, like maybe under $400. And then he showed what you need to do as far as if you want to, you don't have to, if you want to, purge all the air from in there. So it's pretty simple. So the reason I'm saying that is now guys could print their own scope tubes, try to find some good glass, figure out like etching or whatever, have a way to move your reticle, okay, or the glass that has the etching on the reticle, and you can make your own scope at home now. There's no doubt in my mind I'm gonna see you guys get to that, and it's gonna be very exciting because then you can make, especially if you just make like 12x power scopes. You don't even have to make something that's adjustable. Say, you know what, man, I want a 12x power scope, and this is what's gonna work for me. Shit, they made them by hand 100 years ago. You can make something much better now, you know? Jimmy Hunt, what's going on, man? How's everybody? Yeah, YouTube, they're not doing nothing for me, you know? I have a chance to even run the gun yet. Oh my God, you haven't had a chance to run it. Had the site 1.5 years, no place to shoot yet. You're in Texas. I believe you're in Texas, right, bro? Find a place to shoot in Texas, man. It's gotta be someplace. Argon is heavier than air. Okay, yeah. So when you push the argon into it, the air comes out. And then the argon stays in there, and then you go ahead and put your little cap on. It's very, very cool. But this guy making his stuff, and I just actually got let me show you. I think I have it over here. Because it's only $55 for all of his 3D printed stuff. Let me bring it up over here. I got it over here somewhere. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Where is he? Okay, so it was a couple of days ago. And oh, you guys want to hear about a new trigger? I just ordered the LaRue Tactical, $99. Now it's a 2-stage trigger, the LaRue Tactical trigger. So I have really high hopes for it. It's supposed to be like better than the Geisley 2-stage. So we shall find out. Give me 1 second and I'll find this thing right here. Okay. And if you guys are interested in shutter bombs, they're selling for like $10 a piece, and you buy 14 of them, and you'll get 4 free for smoke grenades, which are really, really cool. So you go to shutter bombs. That's actually very cool. Where the hell is this guy right here? Just give me a sec. I believe that I'm really, really pissed about F5 manufacturing. You know, I'll tell you guys about that another time. These guys pissed me off. Hang on, let me do a search in here, right here. Let's just go 3D. Here we go. I think it's Matt Miller. Is that it? Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. That was a 3D brass catcher. No. 3D. 3D. Let's go here. No, that's not it, man. Never mind. But if you see the article on there, man, that's cool. Pedro Joe gotta go. What's going on, brother? How are you, man? Thank you for stopping by, brother. Good to hear from you. Good to see you. We're just hanging out right now. I was looking for this thing, man. I can't seem to find it. But I will tell you this. He is in... maybe I'll look for the thing. Hold on a second. Check this out. All right. You could make anything. So that's my whole point. My next thing is, do I buy night vision? They're really, really expensive. Do I make something? I have ATN night vision scope, and I could use that if I really need to see outside, which is fine, and it works fantastic with an IR illuminator. But this is some stuff that you would make, and you would have like the J-frame to hook up to your hook up to your helmet and stuff like that, your headgear. So this way you could just pop them down. You could wear them. We need to be able to control the night. You never know what's going to happen, man. Good, man. Get some rest, man. Definitely get some rest. All right. In Texas, I'm waiting so I could get a friend of mine to take me to the woods so I could do some camping, so I could shoot. It's just too cold right now. Dude, it's 14 degrees outside right now. That's cold. What is it? It's probably like around 30-something, 40-something over there. Is it 20-something over there? What is it? You're in Texas, aren't you? Yeah, man. It can't be that cold. I know you guys got some crazy topography over there, so I can't say for sure, you know? Yeah, I don't know what, I wanted to show this to you guys in the worst friggin' way. Now I can't damn find it, you know? Come on, man. Look at this shit. Bravo Company's making, BCM is making, you know, BCM we're only doing key mod uppers. Now they got M-Lock uppers, Bravo Company. I've always wanted to get a Bravo Company upper. Man, I can't find it. I'll post it on the Discord if I find it, man. It's very cool. And you could probably get, Alan, you could probably get the files from this guy. I'm sure that he'll do it. You know what I mean? But he prints them all out, man, and he sells the whole thing, the kit. This is all the external, the outside parts, and then you buy the internals, and he shows you how to put the wires on. And he's got a whole Discord channel on too, which I did not understand at all. I was so lost in the sauce there. I was like, I got to get off of this, you know. Jimmy Hunt, man. We're supposed to have snow tomorrow night in Texas. It's cold in Texas, but both you guys in Texas. Snow in Texas. That's some crazy stuff. There's supposed to be, for the 4th, there's supposed to be a mad ice storm going across the United States. So, personally, I think that they're making weather. You know what I mean? That's what I think that they're doing. I think that they've been screwing with the weather, and a lot of it's getting out of control. They can't friggin' handle it. That's what I think. I think that they are really messing it up. So, that's just my opinion. But, who am I? You know what I mean? Personally, I don't care if it snows. I don't care if it rains. Don't make a difference. Just don't have no tornadoes killing people or anything like that, or lightning storms hurting anybody. That's all I care about, you know? Oh, the files for the thing. The files for the, All right. Enough of this. Let me find this motherfucker now. All right. Google Chrome. Let me pull this shit up. Let's get this fucking thing off my thing right here. I'm getting pissed. All right. Okay. Make your own. Okay, let's see. I had it in here. This was just recently. Okay. This might be it right here. This might be the guy. All right, here, let me see. Somebody pull this up. Let me see.
It's the end of the gun safe as we know it.
Oh yeah, this is it. This is the guy right here. Hold on a second. This guy right here.
Printed night vision goggles. And I'm going to show you how to make them. Is there anything 3D printing can't do? It can make cup holders, drive cars, and now it can help you over conditions. No, these are not L3. Instead of Runcam 90.
I'm not going to do any more of that because I don't know if his friggin' music is... If he's got copyright music. Every time I pull up one of these people's things, they got copyright music and they just blast my whole damn channel. And not only do they blast my channel, then they start going through other videos. So I'll get like, no, you got, you know, this is copywritten, and screws up my whole damn video. And then they start going to other videos and start looking for other videos on. YouTube's on it. Yeah, it happened to me the other day. Blasted me on one of them. They actually blocked it. They wouldn't allow me to upload a video that I was trying to upload because of something that was in it. And then they started, all of a sudden, videos from a year ago, they're starting to pop up. This one's copywritten. This is over here. Copywritten from Fox News. Yep. It's getting that way, guys. But anyway, so this guy right here, just call me Coco, is what it was. And he wound up, it was Tindy. That's what it was. Okay. So now I could show you this on here. Let's go Tindy. Okay. TindyBot. There we go. Okay. That's it right there. Now I'll bring it up right here. Show you. Okay. So he prints out all these right here. This is what he does. Okay. And for the whole kit to print all these out. So this is for 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for two sets right here and all the things that you need. So he prints this out. And this is right there. Let's go here. Let's see what he got. And that's not bad. So this way you could pick up all the stuff. And I think that he's got, you know, so you, and he tells you how to put them all together so you can make your own night vision goggles. Make your own nods, you know. Not bad. He does a nice job at it too, you know. Not bad. Now they're out of stock again. But, you know, I put myself on the waiting list, you know. There we go. Bingo. And I'll hear from him again. Because I didn't buy them the other day. They literally go out of stock. But I think if you send this guy a, just call me Coco. If you send this guy a message and you're looking to make nods, I'm sure you could find the 3D files on there for nods, you know. So, what are you guys saying over here? Government has been doing weather control. Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, they've been doing this shit for a long time. Cloud seeding, it started right here in New York, you know. Yeah, HARP, that's what it was. Yep. Drop it in Discord, yeah. So I'm going to drop it in the Discord, and you can see. You can make your own, which is cool. Literally, he made those for like under $400, you know. Something for you to be able to see at night with. That's what you want to do. You know what I mean? Whether it's good or it's not, you could pick up old PVS 7s really cheap now also. Monoculars, or you could, you know, they're 1 into 2. You could pick up old PVS 7s cheaper if you just want to have some type of night vision. Definitely. If you're going full tactical, you could shoot with PVS 7s. But there's just it's just something to get used to too. Your depth perception when you're wearing nods. But it's certainly something you always want to have on hand. And if you're gonna go with nods, you need an IR illuminator because it's just not gonna work. A lot of them though, like the PVSs, they'll work from the light of the sun. I mean, the light of the stars. So those will work like that using starlight. But if it's cloudy or it's... I was in the jungle with a long time ago with PVS 5s and blackout. I couldn't see anything with my nods at all in the jungle. Canopy. That's why we started making IR. They started making IR lights so we could put the shiny IR lights and therefore you could see. If somebody else has them, though, they could see your IR lights, though. You know, that's the thing. Yeah, the monoculars are pretty cool. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to let you go, man. I just wanted to go just jump on, man. I wanted to touch base, say hello, talk about the stupid COVID, Neo-Cove shit. Really wasn't much, nothing going on over there, but I just wanted to come on and say hello. I want to get back into the practicing and start actually talking about shit of substance and having some fun on here. So, in the meantime, practice proper fire and say technique at all times. I'll see you guys on the next one. Charlie Mike. Charlie Mike. Oh, yeah.
Drop it on them. Talk that real shit.